It contains a vast quantity of exhibits, ranging from drivers and weapons from the Airborne Force's inception during the Second World War to post-war items recovered from the Malayan emergency, Borneo, Aden, and Northern Ireland. Original briefing models for operations, as well as realistic dioramas, enhance display. The recruits of today, like the founders of the regiment, are all volunteers and join the parachute regiment because it offers a particular challenge, travel, action, and excitement in good measure. New recruits arriving at the depot enter the strange and unfamiliar world of military life. One of the early stops is to visit the quartermaster stores, to be clothed and equipped with everything from beret to gas mask. Boots play a very big part in any soldier's life, but in this regiment, this is even more so. Boots are made for marching, and many hours will be spent wearing them. Therefore, it is essential that they are comfortable. At first, they will certainly feel big and awkward, but after one or two speed marches and runs, they will be as comfortable as slippers. Well, almost. An old soldier's tale says that there are two sizes in the army, too big or too small. This is no longer the case. The soldier of today is well equipped and smart. A great deal of time is spent in fitting and later on tailoring uniforms to make sure that he looks smart.
Okay. From this lad here, I will tell you what it is. You identify.
That's it, son. All the bits and pieces in the case and kit bag are now on your charge. Lose anything and you'll pay for it.
Make sure when you get back to the floor, first thing you do is lock away your kit away.
High on the priority list during the reception phase of the new recruit is the dreaded haircut. It is not as bad as it used to be, but still a bit of a shock to the system if you have long hair.
You're going to have a second call here.
Straight up the back, Fred. Get it off. The next stop is usually at the medical centre for a detailed examination. The training and selection to come is long and hard, and only the fittest will make the grade. Later on, a whole series of jabs will be dished out by unsympathetic medics. Always good for a laugh. Physical health also includes dental health and hygiene. A period spent in everyone's favourite chair at the dentist usually culminates in a mouthful of fillings. A recruit will spend a total of 22 weeks in training and will have to clear a variety of selection hurdles. During the initial week, tests are given in the gymnasium to identify a common start point for the physical program and to weed out those who are most unlikely to complete the training. Exercises are introduced into this gymnasium work to build up confidence. At this stage, the physical training instructors, PTIs as they are known, appear human, still possess mothers and fathers, with encouragement being the key word. As the weeks pass by, the stamina-building exercises get tougher as the pre-parachute selection phase approaches. This is the major hurdle which must be passed by all those soldiers who wish to earn the coveted wings of the parachutist. The first test is called milling, which is vaguely related to boxing. While the contests may look tough, nobody gets hurt. The object is to find the lads with aggression who have the heart to battle on when blood is their tongue, breath is in short supply, and the bell never seems to ring. Determination is an absolute must. The steeplechase is not like the one in the Olympics. The recruit bogey time laid down for the course to earn points. The course is always wet, muddy, and invariably smelly. It holds a figure of 8 shape and seems endless.
Come on, move! Move! Come on, move! Now come on, Hamilton, go up! Come on, Joe, that's not fine. 1, 2, 3, and in. 1, 2, 3. Over your head, come on,
Anyone who is well outside the allotted time is warned that he is not up to standard and must now excel at all the other tests if he is to pass.
come on! Knees up!
The assault course is a test of individual stamina and is not exactly enjoyed by the participants. Each obstacle in itself presents little difficulty, but the combination of high and low obstacles knock the breath out of you. The course is never dry, and the muddy conditions add to the test. The recruits have to complete 3 circuits in a time of 7.5 minutes or less. It is obvious which ones are on the third lap. Verbal encouragement is essential, and both squad and PT instructors give voice to their own particular brand of Iron humour. After a 10-mile speed march the previous day, and a night exercise with little sleep, the early morning stretcher race is guaranteed to clear the head. This is a team as well as an individual test. It starts well before breakfast and is run over yet more hills and mud. The teams are subdivided into groups of 4. The remaining members of the team carry the weapons of those who are bearing the stretcher. Change rounds are frequent, as the stretcher and load weigh 170 pounds to represent a man, and are carried for 6 miles across rough country. Teamwork is vital. The physical effort involved is obvious. It is designed to identify those men who, though feeling on the edge of exhaustion, when every step is absolute agony, still possess the spirit to battle on. At last, the end of the ordeal is in sight, after 6 back-breaking miles. The sense of pride and achievement felt by those who have done well is very apparent. Breakfast has never tasted so good. The good old British Army cuppa is as good as champagne, and much more effective. As a welcome break, much time is spent on the firing ranges. It is essential that the infantryman be a good shot, and fully familiar with all weapons he is likely to be issued with. Platoon weapons are taught, but training is concentrated on the SRR and the section machine gun. All types of firing is covered from normal gathering ranges to the battle shooting which takes place in Wales. Again, standards are set and have to be achieved. Instructors explain how to load, aim off for wind, control fire in short bursts, and quickly engage fleeting targets. Shooting over, back to the soldier's best friend, his rifle, appears to weigh little at the start, but seems to gain weight with every strength-sapping step. Yet another exercise, which is designed to test guts and team spirit, is the log race. Toggle ropes are attached to shortened telegraph poles, and the teams race around the now familiar, tough cross-country course. The log represents a battalion anti-tank gun, equally awkward and heavy, which has to be manhandled across country. Inevitably, Mother Nature always lends a hand, just in case the lads are getting a little too confident. Incessant rain helps to turn the course into a quagmire. It is often 3 steps forward and 2 back as the thick mud clings to their boots. Still, those gentle, understanding instructors urge, cajole, and encourage. They want their team to win and will become very involved to achieve it. The confidence area has often been described as the best adventure playground in England. However, testing for these lads has replaced playing. The idea is to see how a soldier will react when faced with a problem when he is tired and under stress. In these exercises, little physical effort is involved, but there is considerable mental strain. The instructors are looking not only for confidence above the ground, but also instant obedience to orders. It is fairly obvious that you cannot expect to be a parachutist if heights bother you. Psychiatrists, psychologists, and not least the parachute regiment, have all combined to devise this test of mind and balance some 40 feet above the ground. The shuttle bars, as they are called, are not very popular with the soldiers. Other tests have equally charming names, such as standing jump, running jump, monkey run, and death slide. 1 or 2 tough guys from television and films have attempted these. It would be best for all concerned if we draw a veil over their efforts by not mentioning names. Finally, the results of the 15 weeks of training so far are assessed, and those who have passed will go to #1 Parachute Training School, or PTS as it is known, at Royal Air Force, Brize Norton in Oxfordshire, where the easy part of training, parachuting, will be taught. It comes as sweet relief to be treated as a human being again. The accent now swings towards persuasion and encouragement, rather than the turmoil and drive of selection. Aircraft mock-ups are used to teach the drills necessary to get the paratrooper sticks clear of the aircraft rapidly, so that they can land as a tight group, which is so necessary to be an effective fighting unit. Ever since its early beginnings in 1940, the airborne training of British parachute troops has been the responsibility of the Royal Air Force. At PTS, the school carries out basic parachute training for all 3 services, including the Territorial Army, in the best traditions of the Royal Air Force. One of the first things to learn is that the ground is remarkably hard, particularly when you hit it at approximately 14 miles per hour. This is roughly the speed at which you will arrive on terra firma, at the end of a parachute, when fully laden with weapon, equipment, ammunition and rations. It is therefore most important to know how to roll as you hit the ground. Once on the ground, you have to clear your harness quickly. Drag release drills are taught, which can be uncomfortable if you don't get it right. Small squads work under experienced instructors, starting off at ground level and slowly progressing through a well-proven series of exercises until bodies and feet are well clear of the ground. Leading the aircraft correctly is all important. After a comfortable jump, 35 feet from a trainer known as the fan, comes the exit trainer. Known by its nickname of the Nutcracker, it gives the trainee the experience of being buffeted by an aircraft slipstream and the turbulence involved before the parachute opens. You quickly learn to fit your harness properly after this experience. perhaps with just a little trepidation and a lump in the pit of the stomach. You are hoisted up 240 meters, dangling below that huge grey rail-like balloon. You find yourself standing in an open cage, waiting for your turn. The dispatcher yells, "Up 800 feet, 5 men jumping." A silent ride, forced grin, a sickening lurch, and the cage settles. "Stand by, number 1. Red on, green on, go!" A plummeting fall, stomach left behind. Then you are floating. A wonderful sensation. But suddenly the ground starts to rush up. This is where the training takes over. All-round observation. Assess drift. Pull down hard on your lift webs. Listen to the instructor. He is speaking to you. Good parachuting position. Let up now. Thud. You are down and alive. Suddenly all the effort was worthwhile. Only 7 more to go. After 2 balloon jumps, onto the aircraft. This is noisier and not so cold-blooded. As you approach the DZ or dropping zone, the sticks stand by watching the lights. Red on. Green on. Go! 2, 8, 4. To qualify for your wings, you must complete a total of 8 jumps. After the 2 from the balloon, 6 are made from the C-130 Hercules. And of these, 2 must be with equipment, and 1 at night. After posting to a parachute battalion, you may be called on at any time to board an aircraft with all your safety kit, often fly through the night to an overseas location, and jump at night or at first light. The basic course over, it is back to Aldershot for more airborne training. This transitional training, as it is called, puts together all the skills learnt during training, hones the fighting edge, and fully prepares the soldier for the airborne role in his battalion. The Parachute Regiment, or the Red Devils, to use the name given to them by the German forces in World War II, is one of the young regiments of the British Army. Airborne forces were formed in June 1940 at the express request of Sir Winston Churchill after German paratroopers had demonstrated their worth in operations in Norway, Denmark, Holland and Belgium. The Parachute Regiment is the infantry element of these airborne forces. The battle honours earned by the Parachute Regiment in its short history read like a roll of honour. Bunaval, North Africa, Sicily, Italy, Greece, Normandy, Arnhem, and the crossing of the Rhine. The culmination of 22 weeks' hard training is the passing out parade. The ceremonial parade is attended by family, friends, and other invited guests. The men are impressively turned out, proudly wear the red beret and the appropriate lanyard of the battalion to which they are to be posted. They are a source of pride for family, friends, officers, and NCOs alike. They are determined to uphold the traditions of their regiment and to follow its motto, Utrumque Paratus, ready for anything. When inspecting the ranks, the reviewing officer will usually take the opportunity of having a quick word with 1 or 2 of the men. The change from the callow youths who started the course some 5 months ago is evident. They now look soldiers. As with all military parades, the highlight is the march past. aspect of the airborne art. These are serving soldiers who already completed several years in a battalion and provide the Army's official free-fall team. It was Field Marshal Montgomery who said, "When the Red Bay is seen on the battlefield, it at once inspires confidence. It is well known that its wearers are good men and true, and have the highest standards in all things."